Hello, welcome on into the fifth and last portion of my DC and Marvel animation rankings. I haven't plugged in my headset yet. Hold on a second. There we go. Now it's plugged in. And we're gonna be, like I said, this is gonna be the last one in this series for right now. Because I have more animation things from both superhero universes um, to cover, but I don't haven't watched or haven't seen them yet. Is what I'm trying to say. Um, so let's see. Looks like this one's only going to have 20 titles we're going to be talking about here. So let's get started. In last place, just because I don't have the entire series, I have seen the entire series, but I don't have the entire series yet, is the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes Volume 1, Heroes Assemble. Since I have seen the entire series before, I um, I know that I really enjoy this series, like the Avengers Assemble series that I covered in my previous ranking video, part 4 earlier. And I only have volumes 1 and 5, which is the series finale. Um, but um, but yeah, so yeah, Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes season 1 is in last place in 20, or let's see, we only have 20 titles, so in 19th place, I think, is Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes Season 5. This one I can also watch right now since I've seen the entire series, but I want to try and get the rest of the series as well so I can watch through all of it on disc. Because obviously the series and Avengers Assemble are both on Disney Plus. But let's see. I have to read the episode lists on these. Sometimes I do that. The episode lists for season 1 here are Iron Man is Born, Thor the Mighty, Hulk versus the World, Meet Captain America, The Man in the Anthill, and Breakouts Part 1 and 2. The Man in the Anthill obviously being Hank Pym Ant-Man, and Janet Van Dyne Wasp is also in that. And then we have the episodes on the series finale for season 5 is The Private War of Doctor Doom, Alone Against AIM, Acts of Vengeance, Welcome to the Kree Empire, To Steal an Ant-Man, Michael Korvac, The Ballot of Beta Ray Bill, Who Do You Trust? Behold the Vision, Nightmare in Red, Infiltration, Prisoner of War, and Secret Invasion. And this show did the Secret Invasion plotline better than the Secret Invasion series did, which really should have been a mini Avengers movie, but it wasn't. In 18th place, moving on, we have Superman: The Last Son of Krypton here. And I think this is like the first two or three episodes of Superman the animated series, from the producers of the Emmy-winning Batman the Animated Series, comes this. And yeah, Clancy Brown, I believe, voices Lex Luthor. He's voiced so many characters in so many different things. He was the voice of the devil-looking character in Mandalorian. He voiced Savage Opress, also in from Star Wars properties, and a huge amount of other characters. I think he physically played Slade Wilson in Smallville, I think. And I think he's voiced Deathstroke before. Anyway, he's in a lot of things. Moving on again, we have in 17th place. Yeah, in 17th place we have Red Sun Superman, and this is to me this is like what if Superman landed in Russia and became a communist instead of a instead of a regular Superman. And this is a DC Elseworlds project, as it says right there. And that's what Soviet Wonder Woman and Batman look like, as if they were in the Soviet Union. Yeah, moving on, in 15th place, I think, is Superman and Shazam: The Return of Black Adam. Has plus extended versions, plural, and 3 more DC Showcase animated original shorts featuring Jonah Hex, Green Arrow, and the Spectre. So that's pretty cool. If this is supposed to be, and you're supposed to include extended versions, it doesn't list them on the back with the runtimes. It just has the initial runtime of 63 minutes, which I think makes this one of the shorter DC animated titles, but it's pretty good. Good team up movie with Superman and Shazam taking on Black Adam. See, that was, I think, 15th place. No, this one, Suicide Squad Hell to Pay, is in 15th place. Suicide Squad Hell to Pay is a movie where the Reverse Flash is trying to get, they call it a get out of hell free card. That's only good for one use, because I think this takes place shortly after the Flashpoint Paradox Justice League movie, animated movie, which I think we're talking about no, we already did talk about that one. Anyway, in that one, Thomas Wayne Batman shoots Reverse Flash through the head, and he's barely holding himself together here and wants the get out of hell free card to help him with that. Under Deathstroke's mask in this, he looks a lot like Tony Stark in some of the animated Avengers cartoons. Very, very bloody, the violence throughout it. And really good DC animated movie. I thoroughly enjoyed that one. In 14th place, we have Superman Man of Tomorrow. And I liked how this one had Parasite and Lobo there. And I like the costume design for Superman. Although, like the Superman Red Sun, which I forgot to neglected to mention, it's a 2D animation style, which makes it a little hard to follow at times. But I believe this is in the same, supposed to be in the same continuity that the Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths movies are. I think this one kicked off that DC animated continuity. But Zachary Quinto, I believe he was Sylar in the Heroes show, the show called Heroes. I mean, He's also, I think, the Kelvin timeline Spock from the Chris Pine Star Trek movies. But yeah, uh, good solid Superman movie. Just I don't really like the 2D animation styles. It's a little distracting for me in newer projects like that. Like if it was an older like computer generated or like computer animated like from drawings and whatnot, like Batman the Animated Series, I think was 2D. Anyway, if it was more like that, it would be like, oh yeah, this is actually pretty cool. But still a very good Superman story, all the same. In 13th place, moving on here, we have Superman Batman Apocalypse. And this one has that Green Arrow exclusive short again. And this is supposed to be Supergirl under Darkseid's influence. And this type of plot of storyline has been done 3 times in animation to my count at this point, maybe even 4, I think, because there's this one, Justice League War, Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, and I want to say there's 1 or 2 other ones, but anyway, so it has a familiar story that has been done a few different times, but it gives it a fresh take on it just being Superman, Batman, I think Wonder Woman and Supergirl that are dealing with it instead of more of the Justice League characters. But it's still a very good team up movie. Features Kevin Conroy's Batman, which is one of the greatest and most iconic Batman voices of all time. I place him up there with Will Arnett from the Lego Batman versions. But very good movie. Let's see, I think that was 13th place. So yeah, so in 11th place, 10th. In 10th place, I believe we have Superman Batman Public Enemies, which I believe also has Clancy Brown in it as Lex Luthor, Kevin Conroy as Batman. I believe Tim Daly has been was Superman in these two, as well as the Shazam thing. Let's see. It doesn't really say. Anyway, so Tim Daly's voiced Superman for a long time as well. But this if memory serves correctly, because it's been a while since I've watched this. Oh, Allison Mack is in here too. And if memory serves correctly, initially they start fighting kind of like Batman versus Superman, but then they're like, wait a minute, Lex is pulling the strings. Let's take him on. I'm trying to remember if any other bad guys are in this. Because I want to say Bane was in it for a little bit, but I'm not sure if that's actually accurate or not. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Let's see. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. In 11th place, the true 11th place, that one must have been 12th. Anyway, in 11th place, we have DC League of Super Pets. If you like watching movies about superheroes having pets, definitely check this one out. I thoroughly enjoy it personally. Kevin Hart and Dwayne Johnson play Krypto and Ace the Bat Hound, or Crypto the Super Dog and Ace the Bat Hound, respectively. It also has John Krasinski, who got spaghettified in Multiverse of Madness as Mr. Fantastic. It also has the voice of Keanu Reeves in here. So a really, really stacked cast, if you ask me. And it's a really good animated DC movie that appeals to pet lovers as well as superhero fans. So there you go. In 10th place, only semi-sure about that, is the Batman the movie DC Superheroes Unite based on the Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes video game. Basically, if you took most of the cutscenes from the game from Lego Batman 2, and compiled them together, you'd have this movie, which means that the story mode is approximately 71 minutes long just with the cutscenes. But it's the only character design that I still don't really care for in this game, or this movie based on the game, is Cyborg's here. I think that version of Cyborg just looks really ridiculous and weird. The look for Flash right here has grown on me because I have several off-brand Lego Flashes that look like that, both heroes and villains. So, because I have Reverse Flash, Zombie Flash, Black or Blue Flash, White Flash, a couple different Barry Allen Flashes that have this. I have two different Reverse Flashes that have that helmet piece. And it's actually a 3-part helmet piece. One of my Zombie Flash, I'm gonna have to glue the earpieces back on because they don't stay on. They just keep falling off and trying to get lost. But it also has new footage that was not in the video game, so it is technically a standalone in addition to being very much tied to that game. In 9th place, we have the original Lego movie. I mentioned Lego Batman with Will Arnett, and this is where that version of Batman made his debut, alongside the likes of Chris Pratt, Star-Lord, Will Ferrell, who plays Lord Business. He's the big guy in the back here. Liam Neeson, Morgan Freeman, Elizabeth Banks, and Alison Brie. She played Unikitty. I don't think Unikitty's on the front of the case right there. But so it has a really strong cast. And this was the first thing I remember ever hearing Chris Pratt's voice in. He was in this, and then all of a sudden he was Star-Lord, and then Owen Grady in Jurassic World. Anyway, this was the first thing I remembered seeing him in. He was previously in Parks and Rec, I guess, but this was my first exposure to Chris Pratt as an actor and character in movies, and just a great Lego movie. Technically, also a great DC movie because Batman and a few of the other DC superheroes like Superman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman are also in here. The minifigure design they went with for Green Lantern was based on Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern, which I don't think is as terrible as people say it is, but it definitely is no Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool is just the perfect casting. Like, the two are indistinguishable now at this point, and so yeah. I want to say Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum are in this as well, but they aren't listed on the back here. Anyway, yeah, just great Lego movie. In 8th place, I think, is Ultimate Avengers 2: Rise of the Panther. And in this one, in addition to Black Widow, Thor, Iron Man, Ant-Man, Wasp, Hulk, and Captain America, it has Black Panther in the mix of the Avengers team. And when I was watching both of these with my dad, he was trying to be like, wait, he wasn't in the Avengers movie, or the original Avengers movie. I'm like, Dad, this isn't tied to the MCU at all. He thought it was, but I kept reminding him that it was not in the MCU. And then in 7th place is Ultimate Avengers of the movie. And this one has a Captain America origin story built into the first like 10 minutes of the movie. And I got the Blu-ray 2 movie collection, and then I got them individually on DVD. They were on the same Blu-ray disc. And I like the version of the Chitauri aliens in this, how they're shapeshifters kind of. And Nick Fury is featured as being black like Samuel L. Jackson is, which I think is an awesome twist on the character at the time. Or was an awesome twist on the character at the time, because Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury is amazing, and I refuse to hear differently. In, let's see, I think 6th place. Yeah, in 6th place, we have Superman Doomsday, which is kind of the same story as another title we'll get to in a second. It adapts the Death of Superman storyline. And we'll get to that in a minute, but I don't recognize any of the names on the back of this one, but it's a really good Superman story. Definitely more of a standalone Superman movie than The Death of Superman is, that we'll get to in a minute. But they're practically the same story for different iterations of the DC animated universe. So yeah. Up next, we're going to be talking about All-Star Superman, not Superman Doomsday again. And with All-Star Superman, this one is basically what if Superman got supercharged by a solar flare type event and kind of lost control of his powers for a bit. But it's a really good Superman story. I think he fights a group of people as well. Poisoned by solar radiation, Superman is dying. With weeks to live, he fulfills his life's dreams, especially revealing his true identity to Lois Lane, and and I want to say there's another group of people that he fights in this one, but another really good Superman movie. I also don't recognize any of the names listed as voice talent or voice actors here. I don't recognize any of those names either, but moving on, in 4th place, we have The Death of Superman. This one is stylized like the New 52 comics, which I have read a few of. In fact, one of my New 52 comics is the same as the Justice League War animated movie, almost panel for panel. One time I was reading that comic, following along with the movie. I'm like, hey, they just set that in the movie. So yeah. In 3rd place, we have Reign of the Supermen. In the wake of the death of Superman, a bunch of other Superman variant type characters show up trying to fill Superman's shoes. Here they are. They have Cyborg Superman, Superboy. I think what do they call this guy? I think the Eradicator. Or no, the Eradicator is the one with the visor. The visor here. Steel. That's the guy with the hammer there. And you find out that the one with the visor is trying to protect the real Superman while he's being revitalized with solar rays at the Fortress of Solitude. Good, a really good Superman story there. Eventually, Superman himself does actually return in his black solar suit, which you see in live action in the Snyder cut of Justice League. Our runner-up is the Spectacular Spider-Man Complete Series. This was one of my favorite Spider-Man cartoons. I want to say my top 3 favorite Spider-Man cartoons are the one from the 90s, The Ultimate Spider-Man, and then this one. And I'm fairly sure that this version shows up in the Across the Spider-Verse animated movie. In Miguel O'Hara's Spider Society. He's Spider-Man 2099. So yeah, great series. Thoroughly enjoyed it. 10 out of 10 would absolutely recommend checking that one out. And in first place is the X-Men anime series. The series finale of this has a brief Deadpool cameo, but the rest of the series is also very, very good. The character design for Beast is a bit goofy looking. Like he looks more like a dog than an actual beast, or maybe like a feline sort of. But great, great series. I watched it English dub and sub, obviously. But just a very, very good X-Men series. It says Marvel animated series, but it's obviously a anime because it's set in Japan and the original spoken language in it is Japanese. But you can, like I said, you can do English dub and sub, which is what I do when I watch those 3 anime series that I have. The only Marvel anime series that I haven't been able to track down from in this similar vein is the Blade animated series, and I really want to try and find that one. I mean, I have found it on Amazon a time or two, but I haven't been able to get it yet. But that is it for this video, and this is the end of my Marvel and DC animation rankings for now. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm now up to 60 subscribers, which is awesome. So, yeah, just keep spreading the word of my channel if you're not already. Start doing so, and enjoy. I put up, I think this is my 4th video today. So, if you haven't yet, go ahead and check out those other 3 videos. And while you're checking those out, check out some of my other videos as well. I have a couple of getting to know me type videos, and even a reading through of a article that helped me realize why my previous relationship or my second relationship was so toxic. And I've also read through portions of my sci-fi superhero novel on my channel, so feel free to check those out as well. But in the meantime, I'll catch you in the next video, and keep talking movies a lot.